Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video. In today's video, we are going to be doing an updated foundation routine. I haven't done one of these videos in at least 2 to 3 years, so I think it's time. One of you guys asked if I could do that, so if you are interested, then please keep on watching. So one thing about me, when it comes to me, I am a full glam girl. I really enjoy a full coverage foundation application. I think it looks super flawless. So if that is not something that you are interested in, then this video is not going to be for you. However, for me, I'm gonna start by priming with my Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. This primer I like to focus just strictly in my cheek area because I do have really large pores, so by placing this on my cheek area, I feel like it minimizes the pores that I do have. So I just have like the miniature size or the sample size because your girl's broke and can't afford the large size. So we're gonna work with what we got. And I really do like, I probably should have cleaned up under my eyes, but I really do like buying like a sample size of a product, especially if it's a brand or something that I've never used before, just so that way, you know, I can see if I like it, see if it works with my skin, everything like that before I buy like the expensive large size. The next primer I'm gonna go in with is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. Now this primer I love. I was just talking to a client of mine this weekend that was asking if I use like the Milk Hydro Grip, and while I have that primer, I can't say that I reach for that primer over this one. This one I feel like really grips my makeup and it really gives me that sticky, tacky base that I like. Now the Milk one is similar, but I feel like the e.l.f. one like just does better, and sometimes dupes are just better. Like I don't know, and this is one of those products that I feel like is better than the original formula, like the original product. So I am applying this on basically the perimeter of my face, forehead and nose, jawline, and the chin. So everywhere where I didn't apply the Tatcha primer. And the reason I apply 2 different ones, like I mentioned, pores, the Tatcha, and everywhere else is the Power Grip, so it really grips my foundation. Now I have a couple of top foundations that I kind of, you know, dibble and dabble in between. Right now I have been using the Kat Von D Good Apple, I've been using the Sephora Better Than Skin, and I have been using there's another one, I can't even think of it. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank, but those are the 3 that I've kind of been dibbling and dabbling in it. If you want to see a video on my top 5 foundations for me right now, let me know down in the comments. But today I'm using the Kat Von D Good Apple foundation. This is in Tan 78. This foundation is just beautiful. I am a cream foundation girl. Like, look at that. Oh, it's just, I have always been a cream foundation girl ever since I first found that Cover FX foundation that I lived by. Like, I love that foundation, but never rebought it. I don't know why. I think they might have discontinued it, but I was never able to afford to rebuy it, so I like kept it in my collection for like the past like 5 years. Not even kidding, I just threw it away, but I really loved that foundation. So that kind of like started my love for cream foundations. And then when Kat Von D came out with this foundation, I really liked it. And Kat Von D has always been a foundation brand that I have liked. Like their, oh my gosh, Kat Von D, was it their Locket foundation, I think it was? Loved that. Like that came out in like 2015, 2016. They're all nice. Oh no, that was the Urban Decay. I think it was the Locket Tattoo foundation, I think it was. So I'm just using a flat top kabuki brush. This is one from Revlon, but making sure that I hit my jawline as well because I do have some darkness underneath from like growing facial hair down there. So I have some dark spots down there. So look at that, flawless. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. I love this foundation so much. Now the concealer that I've been reaching for lately is the Morphe Filt'r Effect Soft Radiance Concealer. This is in the shade Rich 30 Neutral. I love all of Morphe's concealer. Like, I think that they make really good complexion products. And this one has been a go-to of mine. I love the color of the concealer because some concealers I think run a little too warm on me, and I do not like a warm foundation. I do not like a warm concealer. I know, like, being my complexion and being my color, that I might run a little more warm, but I will always buy myself a neutral foundation. I think the neutral foundations just look better. So the Kat Von D one I think is also neutral. I think so. So I am applying this concealer, and I'm also sharpening up that outer edge so it's like really clean and crisp. And this is a tip if you don't want to like mess around with tape or anything, just use your concealer wand and use that to really get that concealer to clean up that outer edge. So I'm gonna start with this amount of concealer right now because I am gonna go in with another concealer in just a moment to really brighten, but I'm starting with this, and I use my Sonia Kashuk blending sponge. This is like $7 at Target. Absolutely love it. I recently found out about this, not found out about it, but I recently started using this probably about 6 months ago. And Beauty Blender who? We don't know her. Like I mentioned, I want to brighten up my concealer just a smidge. Like, this is perfect, don't get me wrong, but if you know me, you know I'm extra. So I'm taking my Benefit Boiing Cakeless Concealer in number 8, which number 9 is the shade that I usually use for like if I'm just gonna use it as a concealer. But number 8 is what I use for like when I want to brighten a little bit. But love this concealer too. This is one of my top 5 concealers. It's probably my number. The Benefit Boiing concealer, if I'm being honest, is probably my number 1 concealer. Like I said, I use shade number 8, or I use shade number 9, but 8 is really good for like blending or brightening. And then in the winter time, I switch over to just using number 8. But yeah, love this. Maybe I'll do like a top 5 concealer video as well, because I haven't done like a top 5 video in a long time, and those used to be like everything back in the day. Like, everybody did like top 5 videos because like everybody wants to know like what was like your holy grail, like must have if you could only pick 5, you know? So I think I want to do one of those videos. I just have to find a day. Like, I would film it tonight, but can't do that because I'm in the process of making dinner right now, so yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply my setting powder. This is my translucent setting powder from Mercier. I love her powders. In most foundation routines that you find, people will use her setting powder, like the brand setting powder. It's honestly so good. Like, it's so good. So I take that on my Sonia Kashuk sponge and just basically bake a little bit with this, but mainly focusing it to set my concealer as well. And I'm just going to go down all of these spots where I applied concealer and just set all of that. Now just keep in mind, if you are not an oily girl and you have drier skin, then I would not suggest you bake. For my foundation powder, this is something that I've recently started doing. I bought the Fenty Pro Filt'r Soft Matte Powder Foundation in $4.50. So it looks like this. Like I said, this is something that I've recently started doing. Just setting like my foundation, like my jaw area. I find that the longevity of my foundation stays on a lot longer. But yeah, just something I just randomly was like, oh, let me try out the Fenty powder now that everything's not selling out all the time, because oh my gosh, do you guys remember in like 2017 when she first came out, like could not find a foundation shade to save my life. So yeah, just setting the perimeter of my face, making sure everything is nice and matte. Whoop! Just lost the sponge. Making sure everything is nice and matte, especially since I'm using the Kat Von D foundation. The Kat Von D foundation is definitely more, not dewy, but it's not a super matte foundation. So this is just like a double layer kind of thing. And I'm just using this Sigma Soft Blend 60 brush. It's all flat for my foundation, but that is what I use. So I'm gonna move on to contouring with my Juvia's Place contour palette, bronzing palette rather. I first mix the two shades like so, and then I just go right here from like the top of my ear down, and I stop about like the end of my eye. And then I just go into the bronzing shade, so the top shade, because I really like I don't want like a super dark contour. I like to look bronzed and not really contoured, if that makes any sense. Because contouring is like adding shadow, and bronzing is like adding warmth and color back into the skin. So for me, bronzing is for me. So I'm gonna take this Sigma F67 Skin Perfector brush. Oh, love this brush so much. And just brush away any of that powder that might be left over, because I'm going to contour my nose, and then I'm going to brighten my under eye a little bit. So like I said, this is like a super like glam, like extra kind of routine. But I'm taking a Sigma E39 Buff and Blend brush, which I think they don't sell anymore, but any like kind of like rounded dome kind of brush like this is going to be good. And I'm gonna go down the sides. I've already basically got it pre-mapped out from when I applied my concealer, and just apply that. And then I'm just gonna go over just a little extra powder and just kind of go over the bridge right there, just to give that kind of like button nose effect. While I understand a lot of Black women don't like to contour their nose because it's like adjusting their features and, you know, feeding into the whole European structure, facial structures and all that, I like to, so I do. So do what you want, you know. So for blush, I wasn't sure which blush I wanted to go with based on like what my eye makeup was doing. I think I might mix the two, so I think I might go in with Moone first. This is a Benefit blush in the shade Moone, and I think I might take this first because it kind of ties into the berry tone, you know? And I love blush, so I am going to apply all the blush and focusing that up here on my upper cheek area, and then also down here like so. Then I'm going to take Java, which is a little more like a reddish brown, and Java is like what I would normally grab for if I'm doing like just a regular kind of look, like a natural kind of look, because it's such a pretty, it says it's a rosy mocha blush, which is exactly what I would describe it as if I was really good with adjectives, but I'm not. So it is definitely rosy, but it's like, it's not mocha, but it's dark enough to look pigmented on us. So I can see where they're going with the mocha, but love, love, love. And then I'm just taking whatever's left on this brush and just running it over my nose a little bit, just so everything looks kind of sun-kissed. But face is giving! So, like I said, I want to brighten up. So I'm taking this Essence Brighten Up powder. This is a banana powder, and I'm taking this little puffer. You've seen them all over. Going up the side of my nose and under my eye Once again, if you struggle with, I covered all my blush. I should have did this before the blush, but if you struggle with dry skin, this is not a step that you should do because it's gonna dry your under eye out even more. I do not have that problem, so for me, this is really good for me. But I love a good brightening powder. Like when I saw this at Target, I was like, I like Essence products. Essence makes some pretty good products. So now I need to go over my blush. So let me try this out. So I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit. I guess I'll do my brows. And then, yeah, we'll be right back. All right, you guys, so my brows are large and in charge, but all we have left to do is highlight. So I'm just brushing away. Ooh, I feel like my blush has gone away again. So I'm gonna take more of Moone and just apply some of that. Okay. So for my highlighter, this would be no surprise to anyone that has watched any of my videos, literally. I am going to take Dose of Colors highlighter in Mercier. I did look this up the other day. What was I filming? I was filming something when I was like looking up products. And I saw that I knew this was a like a collection with Desi and Katie, but I kind of figured that since they were so popular and that the product was so great that they would keep it, like keep it, but they don't. So yeah, I need to stop using this because I love this eyeshadow or this highlighter so much. It's like it's almost like a rose gold, you guys, but it's so pretty and it gives me that perfect like little like shimmer that I want. Like, I don't know, it just looks so good. I have just always loved this one over the other one, which was Chasing the Sun. But apply that on my cheekbones like so, and then I'm taking a pencil brush. This is a JH39, and I'm gonna highlight the bridge of my nose and then the tip. And I know some people aren't into the whole exclamation mark nose highlight, but that's not me, so I still do this. So yeah, gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Normally I would set my face, but I still need to do my lower lash line, and I don't like to do eyeshadow after I've set my face because I feel like it's hard to like remove any like fallout. So I'm gonna do the rest of my eyes and then I'll set my face later. I don't even know what lip I'm wearing, you guys. Don't even know. All right, you guys, so that is basically it for my face. That is basically all for my foundation routine. Super glam, but it all came together and it doesn't feel heavy at all. Like, honestly, I don't know if it's because I've been wearing makeup for like 13 years or if it's just the products that I use, but it does not feel heavy on my skin. And even when I do like client makeup, even they say the same thing. Like, it feels like I have nothing on my skin. So, although it may be full coverage, doesn't feel dry, doesn't feel cakey, doesn't feel heavy, and doesn't look that way either. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for suggesting this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. My family is upstairs, so it's time for me to be done because my wild child is here. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.